Hey everybody, I am Naomi. Welcome to Media Mystic 9999. I haven't been here in a while, but I'm here now. So I've been feeling in a good mood, and I said, let me spread some sunshine out into the internet streets. So that's what I'm doing right now. So this message here is for a beautiful collective of beings that have already received this message through their intuitive knowing. I am just another angle, right, to support you in seeing with clarity and to seeing the intricacy of what may not be clear to you. So you already know this. I'm just here to help you see from a different perspective so that you can see your own intuitive understanding a little bit clearer. All right. So nothing that comes out of my mouth is something that you don't know yet. All right. I'm just helping you see from the angle in which I see, because ideally that's what we all are here for, right? Is we're different angles of seeing the whole, and you take the pieces that are supportive to you and you filter it through your own consciousness. You align, yourself. You take care of yourself so that you show up as your best self. But it's always good to have the perspective of other people. So I think that's why this beautiful collective of beings is actually here now, because you're kind of starting with me in this message too, where you're kind of feeding off of me, not in a way that is vampiric, but in a way to be able to see yourself. I'm kind of mirroring to you what it is that is already happening for you. So you guys are a breath of fresh air, literally. Okay, you guys change the climate. Okay, whatever environment you enter, you change the climate. You invoke people to think. Okay, so how do I want to say this? You invoke people to think. Like you're kind of like, it's kind of like chaotic energy, but it's so that people are ready. So people are ready, if that makes sense. That's the energy that you embody. You put people in situations that makes them have to respond with intellect, in situations that are serious, in order for them to not be on like some autopilot mode. Like you make people think beyond the status quo, beyond the box, beyond what's already been given, right? And the whole purpose of this is to move energy, right? For expansion. For you to help to cleanse the air. Like you're an air cleanser. You help to cleanse the air with your thoughts, with your communication, with your beauty, with your business, with your free spirit, with your ancestral knowledge, with how goal oriented and your discipline and determination. The way that you be, you're often put in places in life that you're going to change the climate, right? And sometimes when you change that climate, it could be a little bit chaotic in the air before it gets clean. Like if you're dusting, right? If you're dusting, or, I'll use the example, like if you're dusting, right? Your intention is to remove the dust from your blinds. But in that, there may be some allergens that get up in the air, and people start to sneeze and they start to get flare-ups, right? But it's all for the purpose of people boosting their immunity to certain life situations, right? So this could also manifest in ways where there will be people around you that I don't know if they will be allergic to you. But it possibly could feel that way where people are allergic to you, where, there's an energy of feeling unsupported. But it's a two-way street. So it's like everybody is helping everybody to breathe in this situation. Just like the exchange of gas, carbon dioxide and oxygen. It's like the trees and the plants give us oxygen, and we in turn give them carbon dioxide, right? And that gives them the nutrients they need for photosynthesis, for the entire process, that one element of prana, of life force energy, right? And then we take the oxygen and we breathe as well. So it's that reciprocal energy of life through breath, through communication, but also art, business, turning negatives into positives, music. I don't know if I said it, music. Yeah. So yeah, you guys help to cleanse the environment. So, the way that you be, you may have people move and shift around you because that's the energy that you bring to the table, but it's all for you kind of help people get to their destinations, right? By the way that you be, and by the way that you carry yourself and how that's expressed outwardly. So you help to cleanse the environment from stagnant energy. So everything is working together. So you may be in a time right now where you feel like certain things is not working out for you. Certain things are, on hold, or this could have been past energy. You decide, what I'm saying, where you are. Like I said, this message is intuitive downloads that you already received, that I'm just bringing clarity and a different angle and perspective for you to see the bigger picture, because everybody is in waves. So some people have gone through this situation and some people are experiencing it now. So there may be like worldwide events that have taken place, that are taking place, that may make you feel like certain things are not taking off the way that you thought that they would. Like even like me thinking about like taking off, I'm thinking about also like planes, could be travel and things like that. Maybe you were supposed to travel somewhere and you weren't able to. This was all for a purpose, a bigger purpose, right? For people to learn their value. So either you're coming from a place where you have learned your value, or you are in the process of learning your value, right? You are in the process of that caterpillar turning into a butterfly, and therefore knowing your worth, you're able to go out into the world and be able to be who you're supposed to be from a place of value, right? Of a place of knowing your value. So then business moves smoothly because you know how to use your energy, right? You're more beautiful because you know your worth, right? Your goals are attainable now because you've learned the lessons, right? You understand your energy, even from an ancestral point of view, So yeah, so I always do my readings in 3 parts. I like to do it that way because I like to give people the opportunity to choose how they want to participate in receiving the messages. Because after I deliver the messages, it's all up to you to receive it, you know, if you feel like it resonates with you or not. I'm just being the messenger because I love you. I love you. And that's the truth. I does. So I want to have fun, like, with the messages, like, how many minutes it's been? It's been like 10 minutes. So let's see. So I'll do this. Group number 1 is Mars. Okay. Group number 2, well, I like to say wave. That's how I used to say it. Wave number 1 is Mars. Wave number 2 is the North Node. And wave number 3 is Jupiter. Okay, so you choose. Wave number 1 is Mars. Wave number 2 is the North Node. And wave number 3 is Jupiter. Alright? Alright, we're on wave number 2. Wave number 2. Let's see. You guys are the North Node. So you guys are more focused on the expansive part. New opportunities, freshness, things that you've never done before. Being free-spirited, right? Expanding your consciousness, expanding the energy of the soul, your essence, beyond what your ancestors experienced. Let's see. Let me get comfy. Right, so this again is about you guys either have experienced or are experiencing delays in certain projects or connections, relationships, collaborations due to overwhelming societal events. But things are regenerating with support. So there's something that is being done that is aligning itself with your support. So basically what we're tapping into is the energy of you successfully activating your worth, right? Knowing who you are authentically so that these things can have a solid foundation. Yep. So basically, yep, this all has to do with freshness. So you guys are the group of freshness here, okay? It's all about expansion of the cosmos. So you guys are directly in connection with the cosmos. How the cosmos are ever expanding. You are a direct reflection of the cosmos ever expandingness by the new experiences that you have. So you are in this body, right? In your body, right? And your soul, your essence, is an energy that has been from stardust to supernova and is now in this physical incarnation that has never been before. That's the uniqueness of you, is the way that the energy formed itself to make you, right? But now in this incarnation, you get to actually have a new experience. You're having a new experience. So this is how you're very magnetic. You know, you're very confident and you're ready to go. You're ready to go. You're ready to risk. You're ready to risk it all. You're ready to take action, to interact with people, to do business. You want to experience life fully. You want to experience this earthly experience to its fullest, right? You want to have the money, the comforts, the love, the pleasure, the food, and all of that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. You know, you guys, this has been for you guys. This has been an energy of releasing fear. That's the basis of this. You've been releasing fear, or you will be releasing fear. But fear is the energy that disallows the receptivity of light. So, we have like these times. I'm doing this reading around a specific time of the year where there is a lot of solar energy, and there's a lot of like eclipse energy, not solstice, but equinox, new moon, etc., etc. A lot is going on. The astrological new year, etc. Right? All of these energies are we're moving into those energies. For wave 2, consciousness 2, you guys have had to face fear. That has been a big thing with you guys, to release the fear. I want to say release the fear and do it anyway, but it don't be that simple, right? But I feel like it don't be that simple. It don't be that simple. So for you guys, yes, y'all know already. Y'all already know I'm tapping in. Y'all already know it's not that simple, right? It's not that easy. It's not clear, cookie cutter type of vibe to release the fear, right? This has been a journey, right? This has been a journey, If this has not happened to you yet and you're still in the place of fear, then I'm speaking into the future for you. So you can look at this message and put it on your vision board for you to know that you are moving through the fear. You're in the process of moving through the fear in the physical, because on some level of your existence is already done. So these are fears that are beyond. These are fears that are not physical. These are fears that are deep within the subconscious mind. I'm just trying to make sure that I tie everything in for you. Yeah, these are fears deep within the subconscious mind. That I feel, okay, that I feel that you guys, okay, this is how I feel for you guys. This is how I feel, because I'm getting to know you. I'm reading the energy. You guys are the healers. You guys are the healers. You already tapped in. You already know what it is. So you guys are the healers that want to help everybody, right? You could see things very deeply, and you're ready to do the work to help people. Like, I feel like you guys are like the Cape Crusaders of this consciousness in a whole. Like, you guys are the heroes. You go out and you want to help everybody, right? I feel like these are the Harriet Tubmans people, but it's not on a physical. This is more of a subconscious energy. You guys, yeah, like you guys are like vigilantes, but because you're dealing with the unseen, right? It's not that you're trying to take matters into your own hands and be rebels against law and stuff like that. You just see things very differently. You guys, I'm just thinking about people that's like this, like, because this is a group of people. This is a group of people right here. This energy right here. This is a big group of people. There's a lot of people in here. I feel like these are the old souls. Like, these are people that they have been through many different incarnations, meaning that their energy, their soul, their essence has experienced many different occasions, right? They got many ancestors, right? And so they have great insight on certain things. Like, these are the people that, they'll tell you that they was Harriet Tubman in another life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they see themselves in different incarnations. And they're all about creating the freshness. Like, they want to create the freshness. Like, they want to. They already have it imbued in themselves that they're ready to make change and expand. And they want to have that connection. I don't know why I'm talking as if I'm not talking to you. So this may be people around you. So this may be people of influence around you, because I'm talking as if this is not you. So I'm going to take it that these are influential people. So in a way, I feel like, I don't know, there's opportunity for dialogue here. Because from you to these type of people, like, so these people are in your life for some reason, right? These are people who are visionaries. They see the world very differently, very strongly, and they will tell you that this is how the world really is, and you need to know the truth. Some are not that abrasive. Some may just come into your life and be like, I see things from a different perspective, like myself. Or, some people, they just stay out of it. Some people, they just stay out of it and they mind their business, right? But still in the way that they are and they be, because they've been through so much, their presence is just healing, and they don't really have to say or do much. They're just very healing in their energy just by being around them. So there's significance of like being around these type of people or being influenced by these people who are very old souls, and they just want you to be free from fear. They want you to be free from fear. So it could have been some energy for you, like collective number 2, where these were opportunities for you to come into contact with these people, but they're not fearful, but you were. You still were on a path of getting to know who you were authentically. These people, they didn't have any fear because they've lived so many lives that sometimes these people, they can be abrasive with the way that they go about life, but it's only because that's just how they incarnated. They already see things a different way because their soul and their energy is old. But you may also be an old soul too. It's possible. But you just, and I think it is what it is, that you are also too. The thing is that you did not know your worth yet. So you weren't unlocked yet. But you were calling in these people into your experience that were very like, no, this is how it is, and I see the truth, and boom, 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 boom. So you may have been learning from these people, and may have wanted to collaborate with these people, or connect with these people in some way, shape, or form. I do think it has to do with dialogue. I do think that with this group here, there's some type of a balance that you have to offer with these people, that they may see things so deeply, that you have the opportunity to kind of neutralize the energy a little bit, so it's not so abrasive, so that it's more palatable, so that the nutrients are spread, meaning like the information, the wealth of the collaborations, whatever the projects are, that they're able to disperse, right? So it doesn't just stay in one space, that is able to reach many, and create freshness along, like changing the climate, right? A larger perspective. So but I feel like these people who are these visionaries, they're very their intention is to, they do want to help people. I think that you have an insight, though, to help them to see things from a different perspective, to make it more palatable. And I do see like business savviness in here with you. It's like making things more marketable, making things more palatable, but not watered down. There's no water here. There's no water here. There's expansion here. There's light codes here. There's air here. There is exchange of water and land, and air. So it does have to do also with this is more subconscious, though. It's not watery like how can I say? Is water as memory. It's not water like I feel sad. It's watery as memory. I think that consciousness 2, wave number 2, what you bring to the table in this situation that you're uncovering, right, when you are releasing the fear and able to receive more light codes, is that you have a wisdom that is important. That it cultivates reciprocity. So there shouldn't be all just like one way, this is how it is because I know and I'm old soul and I see and this is, but when you speak, your words matter, literally. They become manifest, and your influences many people out there. And how do you hold responsible the way that you use your divine inspiration, the divine inspiration that flows through you? Like, you're able to use your words and influence people to see the way that they use their vision, because these people, they really do care. They love themselves, and they want people to love themselves too. But I feel like they see things so deeply that they're often not able to make it palatable. I don't know. I just keep going over that because I think that's very significant. A lot of these people, they're healers, so they could be in many different ways of life, avenues and career, family, however these people show up in your life. They just want you to see through the illusion. But I think that you make it more palatable. So you help them to get the information across in a way that it may not be accepted at first either. Because then I feel like with you guys too, it could be an energy of like, you don't feel supported. Because it might be like on some like being judged, like, oh, you siding with the bad guy, because these people, they could be so abrasive, or they could be so out of this world that they like, you get judged for understanding. But you have an ancestral intelligence to you as well, because you already understand the body consciousness already. So you're ready to move forward. And you're very magnetic. So I feel like with you guys, there has been a fear of how people would see you by having similar viewpoints, or having a viewpoint that will disseminate this information to other people in agreement with them, kind of like taking sides, it might seem to people. But you see it as worthy of clearing stagnant energy, because that's what you guys are doing. You guys are the breath of fresh air. This whole consciousness is for this whole message. So even for the people that they don't speak, it's like you know how to market it in a way that, you know how to communicate it, you know how to disperse the nutrients in a way that changes the climate for people to see. So then there's not so much hostility in it. It's you know, turning a negative into a positive, making a house a home. Right. So there was a lot of things that you guys had to do, or you will be in the process of doing, that is going to support you in releasing this fear. You know, your well-being. You know, I am getting a lot of feminine energy here, even though this is not necessarily feminine energy. So if you are not a woman, right, born with a womb, this is an energy of how you relate to those who do have that. You know, if you are in a relationship with a woman, okay, so for men, this is definitely like, to be with a woman, you should know a woman. And to be a woman, you should know who you are, kind of vibe. Because especially, you know, these energies are very much intuitive, intuitively based, it feels like. But I'm getting a lot of feminine energy here, where you guys are conduits. Or if you are not the conduit, you are in connection to one. So let me get clear on who is who. So I feel like I'm back. So I feel like who I'm talking to, I feel like who I'm talking to is the one who does not have the womb. I feel like you do not have the womb. You're dealing with women who are visionaries, who do have the womb, whose womb health is very important. And you should know the health of your woman's womb, right? Especially if you are cultivating life with this woman. I really wasn't picking up feminine and masculine energies in this reading. It does feel like it's interchangeable, but I feel like one side is heavier than the other. So I will say this. If you are a woman that has a womb, if you're a woman who has a womb and you have carried the energy of fear that has also been in your womb, there are ways that are presenting themselves to support you in shifting that energy through your reproductive health, your mood, your eating habits, right? Obviously, the things that you come into physical interaction with, and definitely your partners is definitely a big part of that. And it's definitely important for the development of your child through your breast milk, right? Because your breast milk is going to support how your kid receives the world through the neurotransmitters. So this is about a process of purification. So for men and women, right? Men, be advocates for your woman's clean womb. Be advocates for entering your woman's womb and being clean, right? Especially if y'all thinking of bringing life into the world. This is just my angle. I'm not going to apologize for how I see things. I'm just saying, yeah, this butterfly energy is in here as well. This butterfly energy. There's definitely opportunities for pregnancy in many different ways, right? So I feel like when we talk about projects that were placed on hold, these are certain things that were supposed to come into fruition. And at the end of the day, because I have to get back to the intention of the message, these were projects and creative opportunities, relationships. Creative opportunities is however creative energy is able to manifest, whether that be giving life to a child. If you're making a song, you're an artist of some sort, you're writing a book, however you express yourself is creative energy. There is fertile energy coming your way in different ways, shapes, or forms. Or you are this fertile energy. So being mindful of how fertile you are, and what state of well-being you're in, because the whole purpose of this is to activate the law of worth, which is unique within you, that nobody can be you. And so if there's fear of the self at all, there's an opportunity to be well in order to release those fears. You know, some of you can definitely be healers through touch. Some of these things may be awakening in you if you're going to energy healers as well. I think there's also an importance of knowing who's touching you, right? Like an energy of, okay, so I feel like there's an energy of like movement here, movement. Like, how can I say it before it disperses? Like, is the person that's touching you, did they do the work? The person is going to activate the energy in you that needs work. You see what I'm saying? So if you find somebody that's done the work, then they're better able to support you when something arises in you. To support you in purifying yourself. Because you don't want to band-aid. You don't want to band-aid. You don't want to band-aid. But I don't even want to talk like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just an opportunity to be mindful. I'm getting a lot of different energies from here. It's something about knowing who's touching you. It's something about who's touching you. Somebody's touching you. At the end of the day, the purpose is to release the fears. Right? At the end of the day, the purpose is to release the fears. So there could be like some taboo type energy here where like somebody is interested in energy healing or something like that, or ancestral work or something like that, but like have some fear around it. But there could be some type of interest too, because we have this North Node energy, which is about doing things that you've never done before, right? For expansion. So definitely a connection between the body and expansion. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity for expansion with this group. Everything that I've said is a part of the message. It's just I'm receiving many different perspectives of this energy, because a lot of people, like I said previously, the bulk of it is unlocking your worth through purification. Whether you be a vessel of life as a woman that has a womb, or you be, the man who is in connection to that woman. I think that the reason why I'm so hesitant on this particular message is that I feel like it's in progress, and I think that this is an energy that it will always be in progress, because it's North Node energy, so it's about expanding, it's about doing things that you've never done before. So I feel like it's going to be a conscious and continuous energy of reminding yourself of this. So coming back to the original thing, because this message is so long, because like I said, there's a lot of energies in here. There's a lot of different energies in here. Like, this is a big group of people. A lot of different probabilities can happen in this consciousness. There's a lot of different groups of people here. I feel like I'm trying to put it all together. I feel like I'm getting like a talk show kind of vibe. Like, I'm trying to get it into layman's terms. It's like, this is like opportunity for dialogue. So, like how back in the days you used to have Oprah Winfrey, Donahue, those are the two shows that I'm thinking about, where people used to come on and they used to say some crazy stuff that was totally people didn't agree with, but it was a space where they could come and they actually say exactly how they felt, back in the early times of those shows, the late 80s, early 90s. They used to have some crazy topics. I feel like this is that space. So I feel like, okay, y'all be taking forever, bro. Y'all be taking forever. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for communication and dialogue here. But I'm feeling like this is like a talk show, bro. Like a talk show where people gets to air out crazy thoughts. Crazy thoughts. And it don't even have to be a talk show, but that's just one example that I could put it in, where it's kind of like you are the medium between all of this. Because I feel like you are the one that could see the middle ground. So if you was going to make a talk show, or you was going to have you was going to have some type of media thing, or you was like the middle person, like that you was gonna have like different groups of people come on. There was something in you that needed to be cleansed out, because this is like this is heavy energy. Like, this is not no light energy. Like, you see how long it's taking me to get, that's already 42 minutes on one reading. So it's like you need to be clean and clear for this, especially if you have a womb. And if this is a man who, this is your woman, and y'all coming together with this, you got to understand that she need to take care of her womb, you know. Or if y'all coming into combination, then this is y'all talk show or something like that. Or y'all coming together, y'all, this is the man and the woman coming with these personalities, and they're like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying, I see things like this and this and this, and then your wife coming on the side, you know what I'm saying, and she like, yeah, but honey, you know, you gotta see from this person perspective. So it's like, okay, so this group is like, I said it earlier, but I started getting caught up in all the personalities. So you playing like devil's advocate, but in order for you to be able to be that, where you're able to be like the neutralizer of the situation, you have to take care of your health. You have to clean your womb, and this is like something that's constant. So this is something that was not popular in your ancestry. Like, the womb wasn't taken care of, like, you know, because obviously there was a lack of knowledge, or there was no opportunity to do so, or there was, you know, situations that did not allow that to happen, you know, or situations that cultivated an unhealthy womb space. You know what I mean? So this is something new for you, not just about the talk show, because the talk show is kind of like the outside. The newness that's being created is the healthy womb. That's actually the foundation, because it's actually is being built on you. So the man needs to understand that if there's a man that's in connection with you with this, he need to understand when he's dealing with a woman, because you are channeling ancestral knowledge, and you guys are shifting culture. So you're going to be attracting a lot of people who are on board with this. Like, you know, you're going to be attracting the butterflies. And there's also an energy of like this influential energy. Like, yeah, like you may have people around you that are very influential, but it's important that, especially if you're the person with the womb, if the energy that you are speaking of is authentic to you, because at the end of the day, this has to do with your soul wanting to experience this body in a new way. So I feel like it's a variety of those things. I did pull another card. It says, know thyself. The thoughts of the self and through the self are centered in the aligned highest expression of self, and all involve creating my reality. So the way that you think about yourself, the way that you feel about yourself, you're creating your reality. So from that foundation, again, the law of worth, things start to come into place. Only you can be you, be the change that you want to see. No one could steal that from you. Because what is meant for you is meant for you. And also, for the pregnant mothers, your breast milk is what is going to break your children out of the illusion. So if you're still participating in illusions, meaning the loops that you have to do things the same way that was always done, and inauthentic to you, not knowing who you are, not going beyond the fear, being compassionate. But the compassion, see, I always have trouble with the word compassion. This is like the longest message, which is interesting that is consciousness number 2. But compassion, I always struggle with that word sometimes because it means sharing struggle. So I think that that's also very important because I think this was basically for those who are becoming mothers, so your children don't have to share your struggle. You become a place of nourishment. You are the place of nourishment. So in this case, you're attracting butterflies because you are the place of nourishment. And therefore, by this mothering energy that you have of moving beyond your fears and moving into a space that your ancestors have never experienced before, obviously from a clear space and knowledge of self, right, where your thoughts and your heart are in alignment, then your children have a safe space to be themselves. Because I see a lot of breast milk energy, a lot of nourishing energy. But I think it's also, I was getting the mother and the father energy because I feel like this is like a lot of parenting energy. But so I don't know if like you guys are talking to kids, or like this is a talk show. However it is, like from a cosmic experience, it could seem like a talk show. Or this could be somebody that wanted to do a talk show. If you wanted to be able to be a listening ear to people, you wouldn't be able to hear or feel them if you still was carrying a womb that was unhealed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, I think that that part is new for this consciousness as well, whether it be the mother or the father. So it could have been the by inception. I don't say inception. However it is, maybe you have the clean womb, but then the father has some things that he needs to clear out, or you're the one who needs to clear out the womb. This is all has to do with relating and coming into alignment, and then having the ability to hear. So hear other people and also hear ancestral wisdom as well. All right, I think that is plenty. That's a whole dang on hour. All right, consciousness number 2. All right, you guys, that is the conclusion to this pick a card reading for the time that we are at now. I hope that it finds you well. Take what resonates and release everything that does not with love and light. I do have new music out, so definitely take a listen. Officially Naomi is my artist page. Officially, spelled officially, Naomi, Niomi. And you can follow my Media Mystic _ page on Instagram as well, which is kind of like the hub between YouTube and the music page and whatever else I decide to creatively adventure into. It'll be all on that page. So yes, I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys soon. Be well.